felt like, you know, as a YouTube creator, you should shout people out, you should try to support other creators, that kind of thing. But she put out this video about me where she basically accused me of like calling this little girl a brat, saying that I took out a restraining order for no reason, saying that I didn't have sources. She had a lot, there was a lot in that video that just wasn't accurate, and it was painted in a way that just was so grossly misrepresented to what happened. Part of me thought she was just being bratty, like she would just go from crying to fine, from crying to fine, and it reminded me of when my son pitches a fit. And then she started going from creator to creator to creator to like spread this information. So she was the first one to create all the stuff where she like accused me of calling this girl a brat, which I have repeated this story so many times. I was in a chat, I was reading a comment where the person said that, and then I responded to their comment. I should not have read their comment out loud. She was just being a brat and wanted to stay with her dad. Part of me thought she was just being bratty, like she would just go from crying to fine, from crying to fine, and it reminded me of when my son pitches a fit. I should have just responded to the question, and I apologized for reading the comment out loud. And we were talking about how kids can get a little bit bratty when they don't get their way and they don't get what they want.
Of course they can.
Yeah. And so now I'm like, everyone's like, you called Sophie a brat. And I'm like, can kids not get bratty?
Yes.
But I also spoke to the girl's mom like days later and apologized directly to her. And the woman and the mom literally like said it wasn't a big deal. And she understood that like the way it looked made people question what was happening. Where he'll just like pitch a fit to get his way. And then as soon as he's fine. And then when he doesn't get his way again, he starts pitching a fit again. That child was not sexually abused.
But with Creepshow, it was so vicious and the lies were so off the wall, but her videos got so many views. That's the problem. So you have 500,000 people thinking that I lied, that I perjured myself, that I take out false restraining orders, that I, you know, am a horrible, terrible mother, that I neglect my child, that, you know, I'm some sort of mastermind that has all these trolls working for me, which I don't have. It's, you know, it's like everything she accused me of doing, she's doing. Like she was the one that made the whole thing like you called that girl a brat, which is not what I said. Part of me thought she was just being bratty, like she would just go from crying to fine, from crying to fine, and it reminded me of when my son pitches a fit. And that little girl was not a victim of SA, and she made everyone believe that I called a child that had been sexually abused a brat, which is not true, and I didn't say that. And part of me thought she was just being bratty, like she would just go from crying to fine, from crying to like everyone's like, you called Sophie a brat, and I'm like, can kids not get bratty?
Yes.